This is the story of Beowulf, the great hero of the Geats. Beowulf, who slayed the monster Grendel with his own bare hands. Beowulf, who saved the great hall Heorot from evil. Beowulf, who killed Grendel's mother, who was seeking revenge for killing her son by terrorizing innocents. Beowulf, who was blinded by foolish bravery and tried to kill the mighty dragon alone. Beowulf, who defeated all terrors, but lost himself in the process. Beowulf begins with the story of King Hrothgar, the king of the Danes. He constructed the great hall Heorot for his people. In it, he, his wife Lotho, and his warriors spend their time singing and celebrating until Grendel, a troll-like monster who was slain by the noise, attacks the hall and kills and devours many of Hrothgar's warriors while they sleep. Beowulf, a young warrior from Geatland, hears of Hrothgar's troubles, and with his king's permission, leaves his homeland to help Hrothgar. Beowulf and his men spend the night in Heorot. After they fall asleep, Grendel enters the hall and attacks, devouring one of Beowulf's men. Beowulf has been feigning sleep and leaps up to clench Grendel's hand. The two battle until it seems as though the hall might collapse. Beowulf's retainers draw their swords and rush to his aid, but their blades cannot pierce Grendel's skin. Finally, Beowulf tears Grendel's arm from his body at the shoulder, and Grendel runs to his home in the marshes to die. The next night, after celebrating Grendel's defeat, Hrothgar and his men sleep in Heorot. Grendel's mother, angered by the punishments of her son, appears and attacks the hall. She kills Hrothgar's most trusted warrior, Aesir, in revenge for Grendel's defeat. Hrothgar, Beowulf, and their men track Grendel's mother to her lair under a lake. Beowulf prepares himself for battle. He is presented with a sword, Hrunting, by Unferth, a warrior who had doubted him and wishes to make amends. After stipulating a number of conditions to Hrothgar in case of his death, including the taking in of his kinsmen and the inheritance by Unferth of Beowulf's estate, Beowulf dives into the lake. He is swiftly detected and attacked by Grendel's mother. However, she is unable to harm Beowulf through his armor and drags him to the bottom of the lake. In a cavern containing Grendel's body and the remains of men that the two have killed, Grendel's mother and Beowulf engage in fierce combat. At first, Grendel's mother appears to prevail. Beowulf, finding that Hrunting cannot harm his foe, discards it in fury. Beowulf is again saved from his opponent's attack by his armor. He grabs a magical sword from Grendel's mother's treasure and with it beheads her. Traveling further into the lair, Beowulf discovers Grendel's dying body and severs its head. The blade of the magic sword melts like ice when it touches Grendel's toxic blood, until only the hilt is left. This hilt is the only treasure that Beowulf carries out of the cavern. He returns to Heorot and presents the hilt to Hrothgar. In return, Hrothgar gives Beowulf many gifts, including the sword Naegling, his family's heirloom. The king then urges Beowulf to be wary of his pride and to reward his thanes. Beowulf returns to Geatland and eventually becomes king of his own people. One day, 50 years after Beowulf's battle with Grendel's mother, a slave steals a golden cup from the lair of an unnamed dragon at Earness. When the dragon sees that the cup has been stolen, it leaves its cave in a rage, running away from the sight. Beowulf and his warriors come to fight the dragon, but he tells his men that he will fight the dragon alone. He descends to do battle with the dragon, but finds himself outmatched. His men, upon seeing this display and fearing for their lives, retreat back into the woods. One of his men, however, Wiglaf, who finds great distress in seeing Beowulf's plight, comes to his aid. The two slay the dragon, but Beowulf is mortally wounded. Beowulf is buried in Geatland on a cliff overlooking the sea, where sailors are able to see his tumulus. The dragon's treasure is buried with him, in accordance with his wishes. Thus ends the story of Beowulf, the great hero of the Geats.